rain, wind, brilliant sunshine.
Bad shot sometimes turns into a good result.
The Hoyt Easton Pro-Am has thrown a little bit of everything at the 4 pro classes here in Foley, Alabama.
That's called luck.
Who will rise to the occasion and climb the podium in the pro pressure point shoot-downs? We're going to find out right now.
Welcome everyone to the first stop on the 2022 Delta McKenzie ASA Tour. We are here at the Foley Event Center in Foley, Alabama for the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am. We're about to get started here. We wanted to welcome you to the Competition Archery Media booth. I'm PJ Riley, sitting alongside, of course, Elite Pro Darren Christianberry. And Darren, today is a beautiful day, but we had a little bit of everything this weekend.
We have Foley for us, means we're kicking off ASA season. Everybody looks forward to getting down here. Typically, the weather's really good. We've had a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, but that's what you expect in February. We've got some familiar faces out there tonight. We've got some newcomers in a couple classes. We should have some pretty entertaining shoot-offs for you guys tonight.
Yes, we should mention that there was a near record attendance, almost 2,000 archers we had out here competing this weekend. We are going to learn more about that from the ASA president, Mike Tyrell. He's going to tell us all about this event.
We're in Foley, Alabama. It's almost 80 degrees. It's the end of February, and we are loving life. This event this year is called the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am. Then when we go to the new site in Louisiana, it's going to be the Easton Hoyt Pro-Am. This facility, like I say, we've been here for 2016. It's a nature preserve, and they have probably 600 or 700 acres here under management, and they're gracious enough to allow us to come in once a year and use it.
Good shot, honey, good shot.
As I said, when you can come down to a location like this with these great ranges, and it's not a hard courses. The courses are not hard. They're not as challenging as some of the later ones. So it's a good way to start the season. We got 340 3D targets.
That's it, nail it.
And 70 bag targets. We have 14 ranges, competition ranges of 20 targets. We've got a lot of people coming in for the first time. They're excited. In fact, I had a guy come here, hadn't shot ASA in 10 years. He shot for the first 16 or 17. So it's people coming back to us and people coming in for the first time. So it's really exciting. And anytime you have a new season start, you're always kind of nervous about how it's going to go. But the weather is the one component that we can't control. But when it works great. So we're excited about that. And we got some new things happening this year with the business itself. I think everybody knows that we've been using Delta McKenzie targets for a long time. Initially, we were branding it the McKenzie Pro-Am Tour. Now they want to brand it as the Delta McKenzie Pro-Am Tour. We have a new logo to go with it. So we're excited about that change. And I guess the other big change was, we have a new owner. And Josh Grine, who actually works for CAM, is the general manager of CAM, has been working with me for about 2-3 years at the events. And we kind of worked together a deal, and we're very happy that Josh has come on board, and we're looking forward to having him take ASA to the next level, because this old horse is about ready to go out to pasture.
Really, we get involved because we want to see others. We want to help spread the word. We want to foster and cultivate this awesome product that's already here, and just let more people know that there's an opportunity to join the archery community, whether it's your first week with the bow or you've been shooting professionally for 40 years, we have a spot at the ASA for you.
All right, thank you.
Y'all have fun.
Foley 4 years ago was our very first. My daughter was shooting, and this was the first one we came to. And so it was my first experience with being in a place like this with the vendor area, the magnitude. I mean, this Grand Preserve where this shoot takes place is, I think, one of the best ASA locations. I mean, it was really special to us. And we wanted, I remember the drive home. It was a 17-hour drive back to Pennsylvania, and my daughter and I were sitting there. We got to come to all of these. And so that started it.
Long hold for him. He went at it.
Yeah, the ASA, we've got the 6 Pro-Ams, and I think that's what people know. You can watch those on Facebook, YouTube, Sportsman's Channel now.
Oh yeah, well, if you've seen the broadcast for the last couple of years, you'll know that we go to the Foley Event Center. The Foley Event Center is basically a football field under a roof. And so it's a controlled environment. It's a great place to bring people into. You don't have to worry about the weather. You don't have to worry about the other conditions that sometimes can affect the pro shoot downs on a Saturday afternoon. So we'll be there at 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central, starting up as usual with your professional and great help. And we're looking forward to having a really good shoot down inside in the nice dry building, no matter what happens. A lot of good activity this year, a lot of excitement, a lot of new things happening with all the classes. And so we're hoping everybody tunes in and sees what's going on with ASA.
The ASA started in 1991, and it started with Wayne Pearson coming up with a great idea on how to score arrows on these targets. So the way this goes, if you hit this target anywhere outside of these scoring rings, you get 5 points. Anywhere inside of the first ring, the largest ring, is 8 points. This 4-inch circle here you see is about 4 inches across and tall circle, so it's 10 points. And then you have a lower 12, which these archers here won't have to call for the lower 12, but if they choose to do it, they can shoot the upper 12, but they have to make that call. And then the biggest scoring ring that we have that's worth the most points is 14, and it's up here in the high corner of the 8 ring. So if you shoot a little bit high, a little bit left on this particular target, you'll shoot an 8. Or if you shoot a little bit even further high or a little bit further left, it's also a 5. So it's very risky, and that's what makes this so exciting, is when these guys are shooting for these high point values, they're risking a lot because they're laying it all out on the line to get the most points they can possibly get. This is the new hyena target from McKenzie this year, and it has a lot of spots on it, as you see, but that can be good for these archers as they put their binoculars out here and they see exactly where they need to aim, and they can use these spots as a point of reference.
All right, Nathan Brooks, thank you for that explanation. Darren, we are excited to get this women's pro class underway. We're going to be back here shortly from the Foley Event Center to kick off the first shoot down of the night. Welcome back to the Foley Event Center for the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am here, the first stop on the Delta McKenzie ASA Tour. Darren Christianberry, this is our first Division Up Women's Pro. Take a look at that board. Explain to us what we're looking at.
Cara Kelly's leading with 406. These archers, all these archers shoot 40 arrows on the weekend. Par would be 10 points per arrow, so that gives you the 400. If you shoot the rings that Nathan pointed out a few minutes ago, you can shoot up. So Cara is actually 6 up in our lingo for the weekend. Sharon Wallace is 1 up. Caitlin Boardwell would be 2 down with the 398. Kaylee Johnston, and McCarthy just a few points behind her. Only 11, 12, 13 points between all these girls with 5, 6 arrows potentially to go. It's really any of they can all win this thing, so it'll be exciting to watch.
With 12s and 14s in play, obviously those we can close the gap pretty quickly. And we should mention, Darren, that the competitors here have shot 2 days out in the woods. Now we're coming inside.
Totally different environment, and it will make a difference.
All right, let's go to the third member of our team, Nathan Brooks, and he is going to bring in our competitors.
All right, let's get the shooting started this afternoon. We're going to start this with the women's pro class. Shooting for Matthews for 9 years from Wazeeka, Wisconsin, and your 5th place qualifier, Emily McCarthy. Also shooting for Matthews, 12 years shooting as a pro from Dublin, Georgia, Miss Kaylee Johnston. And your 3rd place qualifier, shooting 5 years as a pro, also shooting for Hoyt from Tully, New York, Caitlin Boardwell. "15 years shooting as a professional for PSE from Townville, South Carolina, Sharon Wallace. And your number 1 qualifier, 18 years shooting as a pro, shooting for Matthews from Lapeer, Michigan, Miss Cara Kelly.
All right, Darren, so let's run down how this works here.
Each lady is going to judge, set their sight, and shoot 1 arrow per target. They're going to shoot, they'll score each target, they'll rotate a box, they'll judge, they'll set their sight, they'll shoot. Anyone within 10 points of the leader after the 5th arrow, if there's anyone within 10 points of the leader, will shoot a 6th and potentially final arrow. If there's a tie still, even on bonus rings, we'll continue to shoot. If there's not a tie on bonus rings, the bonus rings will break the tie.
All right, and as you mentioned there, they're going to judge that they don't know the distance to this target.
They don't, they're guessing. And this is a skill set. For you folks at home that aren't familiar with this, they look at these targets and they estimate how far it is. They set their sight for what they think it is. Then they aim appropriately. So there's a lot of factors to either hit or miss these rings. It's a very, very big skill set that not everybody can do.
And we should mention 50 yards is the max, but there could be some wiggle room up to 52.
Could be. So imagine trying to hit a 50-cent piece at 50 yards with a bow and arrow every time.
And you don't know the distance.
And you don't know the distance. It's not easy.
There's a look at Kaylee Johnston.
There's 4 heavy hitters out here that are in the shoot-off all the time. Caitlin Boardwell has actually shot with the known pro men before.
Yes.
And now she's judging, and she's made her way to the shoot-down, so it's good to see a new face out there.
Absolutely. Cara Kelly's our leader. There's Sharon Wallace.
Sharon.
There is a shot clock. She has 15 seconds to shoot. They give them a minute. She's shooting.
She's a little deep in this shot.
She's shooting the Panther. She got a center 10 there. Good shot.
Not sure why she was late in the shot there, but she made a 10 look pretty easy.
So we got our scoring team down here. They're going to call these arrows. We're going to get a close look at them. $10 for Cara.
Mm-hmm.
So as you mentioned, that's like par.
Yep.
She's not giving anything back, didn't gain any ground.
Her having a 5-point lead, she needs to keep them in the 10 ring. These girls have to hit bonus rings to catch her, so as long as Cara keeps them in the 10, she's in good shape.
Cara said this tournament agrees with her. She won it last year by a huge margin. And of course, she was our 2021 Shooter of the Year in Women's Pro.
There's that 10 for Sharon. And they said, you know, obviously, Cara's from Lapeer, Michigan. It's snowing up there in February. So for these ladies and men that come down here and judge outside, and I know they haven't been practicing outside, but to bring these skill sets that they've learned over all these years and be able to unleash them, it's really impressive to see some of the scores they shoot at these early tournaments.
Yeah, Katie Boardwell with a 10. She said she actually set up one target against a barn in the snow, shot it, the target fell over, and she said that's enough. I'm just not
practice is
judging.
done. You can get calibrated pretty quick. You get down here a day or two early, look at a lot of animals, and you know the memory, the recognition of seeing them, it comes back to you pretty quickly.
There's a 12 for Kaylee. Yeah.
Kaylee knows how to hit those rings.
Last up, Emily Mccarthy. We're going to see Emily's husband, Dan, later. She called to upper.
And she got it.
All right.
That helps their cause.
All right. We didn't change any positions, but a couple bonus rings there.
They closed the gap a little bit. Emily started 17 points behind Cara, so she really, you know, she has to gain 9 points to get on a podium spot as they started, but she's going to need more of those bonus rings to get there.
There's a good shot at Katie Boardwell. As you mentioned, she shot known pro, which is, you can be male or female and shoot that, but when she was shooting it, she was the only woman out
She was
there.
the only one butting heads with those guys.
Right.
No fear.
And then last year, she went back to women's known 50, and she was the Shooter of the Year in that class.
Very good.
So to come out here unknown, that's impressive.
There's a good look at Katie right there. Good strong shot, and she's going to like that one.
She is. Sharon Wallace on the longest target.
She got really close to that 12 right there.
Good number. She had a good yardage on it. That is the longest target. We don't know how far it is, but it's out there.
And this is really tough. Like we said earlier, these ladies, these men just came in from outside. Sun, clouds, wind. It's different. It's a totally different setting. Judging across this black carpet, it's not easy to do, and you can see they've got calibrated pretty quick.
Yeah. 10 for Emily.
Puts her at a 411 if my math is correct.
Yeah. Mike's giving a shout out to the ASA crew. They do an incredible job setting all these targets. There's Don Bailey. He's the tournament director.
I can't even imagine how many hours collectively all these people put in to put one of these events on. It's a massive amount of work, and I'm thankful they do it because it's so much fun to be here shooting these things.
It's Saturday. They've been here since Sunday.
Yeah. 6 full days nonstop.
She just missed that for a 10. That's a new hyena target.
We used to shoot that a few years ago. They rotate some targets in and out, and it's back for 2022. Katie's obviously judging good because she smashed. You'll see it here in just a second. She smashed this 12 ring.
We're going to hear a big cheer here. She's got a lot of fans here.
420 by my math. She's shooting fairly small arrows. I think she's shooting an Easton Pro Comp. A lot of these men and women shoot a 23/64 diamond or bigger, fatter arrow to try to catch these lines. She's shooting little arrows. Ooh.
That's a close one.
I like it. She typically calls a lot of uppers. Obviously, she didn't on that one.
We should mention Don is down there with the flashlight right up against it. The camera doesn't always give you the best angle as being right there, looking for multiple angles.
They've got more than one guy looking at this arrow, so they'll get a judgment call here. And
survey says
I'm going with a 12 points.
There it is.
Moves her to a 416. That's back-to-back for Kaylee, is it not? Yes.
Yeah.
She's 100% so far. It goes so fast out there, too. We've only shot 2 arrows, but they only get to shoot 5. 6 if they're within 10 points of the leader, so it goes really fast out there. You have to make split-second
close
decisions.
that gap now. I mean, 1 point from Sharon Wallace for second.
Yeah. She's got a chance. Emily McCarthy right there. She knows how to play this game.
She had a great year last year.
She
Won
did.
3 or 4 of the 6 events.
Her shot looks so good. She shoots some indoor stuff, and that really helps hone your skills in your shooting, and her shot always looks so good.
Oh, that was Katie Boardwell on that bear just outside. Carl with the center 10 on that hyena.
Sharon always holding nice and steady. She breaks a strong shot. Yeah, her arm comes flying back.
That's a 10.
Can't be disappointed with that.
Now, here's a look at Emily's shot. Let's see where this arrow
Did she shoot at
hits.
that 14?
I think she
Oh,
shot-
no, she
just
okay. I couldn't see it from where I was sitting.
So we've got Kaylee Johnston up first on the grazing doe, 10.
That moves her to a 426.
Kaylee works full-time as a nurse, and if you're in healthcare, you know how busy that keeps you these days. And yet, here she is with an excellent score in the finals.
She's such a good yardage judger.
That was Emily with a 10. This is going to be Cara's arrow here.
She's
center 10.
She's continuing to do what she needs to do. She's not giving anything up.
She did come down several days early, she and her husband and her father, to judge and get used to these conditions a bit.
It helps. If you get a few extra hours looking in the environment that you're going to shoot in, it definitely helps get you calibrated to score better.
Sharon Wallace
puts her to 431. I have to disagree with Mike. He said in the intro that these ranges weren't tough. They're pretty easy. I disagree.
He meant terrain.
Oh,
I interviewed him for that.
Okay,
so I know
gotcha.
He meant terrain.
I was going to
versus
say he didn't shoot the same courses I shot then.
Yeah, there were some stout conditions out there. There were some long targets and a lot of them.
I'm going to email Delta McKenzie and ask him to make some heavier targets so they don't want to pack them as far down those lanes.
Well, they got rid of the heaviest target.
I know, and that's why they do it. They're not fooling me. I know what they're doing. That Wolverine's easy to pack 50 yards. I don't like it.
That was the first thing Scott Parrott said to me was, that thing's heavy.
Coming down to arrow number 4 here, and right now we have 4 ladies within 10 points of the leader. So if they're going to make a move, they're running out of chances. Emily's going to have to do something if she wants to try to shoot that final arrow, but this is not the target to do it. She's shooting the hyena, and it's a bomb. There's Cara.
She's on the shortest, second shortest.
She's so steady, so good at this game. No doubt center.
10.
Yep, no doubt.
There goes Sharon shooting at that bear. Kaylee.
Oh, she got close.
Missed it. All right, here's a replay of Kaylee Johnston's shot at that Panther. It is the shortest target on the course.
I'm sure naked eye when that hit, she thought she hit it. She grabbed those binoculars quick. It's close.
Yep.
Just wide though.
First up's Katie Boardwell with a 10.
Katie's shot good in this shoot off so far.
Yeah, for not doing unknown for 3 years.
Just one little hiccup on that bear, dropped back 2 points, but she's judging good and shooting good.
Kaylee gets a 10.
Gives her to a 436. Don't believe any bonus rings were shot that round, so we'll still have 4 ladies within 10 of the leader. So arrow number 5 coming up shortly.
This is Emily. That is the longest target, the hyena. Oh, did she call upper? Oh, it looks like she did.
She did.
On the longest target out there. You said she needed to do something.
She needed to do something. She's listening. That puts her to 433 if my math is correct.
Yep.
She's going to have to 14 the next one to get within 10 points of the leader, though.
10 for Cara.
446. If Cara would happen to 12 it, there's no way Emily could get within 10 points. But if Cara shoots another 10, Emily shoots a 14, and she could make the final arrow.
This is Sharon Wallace.
I
didn't see what she hit. Oh, she got
4-fletched arrow. That's a 12.
She got it.
Boom.
Nice.
443 points, if my math's correct. That's exactly right. Yeah, the first place podium is still up for grabs.
Yeah.
Second place is still up for grabs. Emily's got to go risky here if she wants to shoot the 6th arrow, but right now, if they all shoot 10s, we're going to have 4 ladies shooting a 6th arrow. Look at Cara stepping off the yardage right there, looking out, looking where here's my 10, my 20, walking out to that target.
She means business.
You can tell she's using that ground and the distance. She's estimating in increments across that ground to see how far that target is, double checking her number.
If you're in the area of Lapeer, Michigan, Cara and her husband Jason run a archery shop, Hunter's Den. You can go in there and have your bow set up by one of the best archers in the world.
She is. She is a force to be reckoned with in the women's divisions. Good indoor shooter too. Usually good indoor shooters are really good 3D shooters. And really good 3D shooters are typically good indoor shooters. She's focused. Giving it a couple extra clicks. Triple checking.
Yeah, Mike Tyrell's giving him the lay of the land. Who needs what?
Emily really has nothing to lose. She's in 5th. Unless if she shoots anything but a 14, she can't have a chance to try to get on the podium, so she needs to go at it here.
It's a closer target. Why not?
Cara always holding steady. That stabilizer just barely moving. Oh, she did drop 2 points right there.
Yeah. Emily let down.
I don't know if Sharon has shot.
Sharon did shoot at the grazing doe. She's got a good looking arrow down there on that grazing doe.
Kaylee's looking hard. I wonder if she's going to try to 14 this thing now that
20 seconds
20
on the
seconds
shot
and she's I bet she's going to try to 14 this thing.
Emily for sure. Just looking at it.
I like this.
Oh, she went for it. Oh, she missed.
She shot straight left.
Emily missed.
Kaylee.
Kaylee
Kaylee was going at the 12. She got just left of it there. Okay, let's see how this shakes out.
All right. It's a good look at Katie Boardwell.
Boom.
Just
right,
missed.
left of it. The lady shot well.
Yeah. There's Sharon's shot.
That puts Sharon at a 453 by my math. Sharon hitting a 12 on the last target, and then Cara shooting an 8 right there really closed the gap for first place. So it's far from over. Katie made a great shot right there. She's perfect height, absolutely. She judged it perfect. As you can see, her arrow's perfect height. She's just a hair left of it. Those black targets are hard to aim at.
Inside here, especially.
They're
that lighting
hard to aim at.
It's funky.
The arrow has to touch the line. The foam's soft, it will pull. Yep. The deeper an arrow goes in the target, the more it'll suck that foam in. So when they say pull the line, it stretches the foam, but the arrow has to touch the line to get the higher value.
And that's one of the, if you want to call it, disadvantages of those smaller
It
arrows.
is.
They don't pull as hard as those larger arrows.
It is a 10.
Got a 10.
I agree with that call.
Yeah.
The crowd doesn't.
I think they wanted to give it to her.
Yeah. Katie ends up with a 448 so far, so she'll make the final arrow.
Good look at our crowd here tonight. Got a pretty decent crowd.
Mm-hmm. I think some of the shooters are just finishing up, so they should filter in here as the day gets longer.
Kaylee's got a 10.
She made a good run at that. That's a long way out there. Imagine that target is really close to half the distance of a football field, so it's got to be close to 50 yards.
When we get to known pro, we will give you the yardages on all these targets.
Emily did go at that 14, and that's what she should have done right there.
Yeah.
Nothing hurt right there. She'll end with a 441. She'll be 13 points behind Cara once we get this last arrow scored, so she will miss the 10-point cutoff for the final arrow.
So that line that Cara was in is not a scoring ring. That is what we call a core line. That's a replaceable core there. If you shoot it and, you know, get it all chewed up with your arrows, you can replace it, but it's not a scoring line. So
it's far from over, PJ.
Oh yeah, 1 point there.
Cara does have the advantage because Kaylee will shoot first, Caitlin will shoot second, Sharon will shoot third, and depending on what they do, Cara will know how risky she has to get on that last arrow. So she can either try to tie it or she can try to win it right here.
And now Don Bailey has the option of bringing out a new target we haven't seen yet, or just moving them to a different spot. He is going to use the hyena, we're told. So he's going to move him. Looks like he's fixing to move him closer.
Yeah, they'll be glad of that. He's gonna pick a distance of his choice, lay that piece of tape down, and all these ladies are going to get 1 minute to judge it. They're going to sit there and look at the ground, look at the target, estimate the distance, set their sight, figure out what they want to aim at, and it'll be over shortly.
All right, he's got it.
We're going to shoot the hyena, yes.
So the farthest target, but we cut off, I don't know, several yards.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
We'll say 8 or 10 yards closer, which it's an advantage. I mean, Cara's looking back right now. I don't know if she's looking back, but they literally, the hyena's target number 3, and they set the stake straight in front of it, so they know what they shot it for. If they just look back at the square and go, okay, I think it's 8 yards less than what I just shot it for, some simple math, they ought to get really close here. And there's not a rule against that.
Right. So as you mentioned, Kaylee Johnston's going to be up first. Katie Boardwell, Sharon Wallace, Cara Kelly.
They're in tricky spots right here because Kaylee is 2 points behind Caitlin.
That's the podium.
Yes, so, and that's the podium, and that means manufacturer's contingency. So she's shooting a Matthews. Matthews will pay her a bonus check if she gets first, second, or third. Hoyt will pay a bonus check to Caitlin if she gets first, second, or third. Same with PSE for Sharon. So third and fourth position could be, you know, about a $1,500 to $2,000 arrow they're getting ready to shoot right here. Difference.
Yeah, the winner we should mention. I mean, you're looking at 15,000 plus.
Yeah, could be
all your contingencies and from
could
the
be.
ASA.
They're 1 minute up. I think Kaylee If I'm her here, I go hard at a 12. If she hits a bonus ring, Caitlin would still have her on bonus rings if Caitlin would shoot a 10. So
there's no real point for a 14 here for her to shoot.
No. She needs to try to bear down and get the 12. You know, miss in the 10, and then she's hoping Caitlin makes a mistake here and slips up and gives her a podium finish. As solid as Caitlin's shot, though, I expect her to at least get a 10 on this target. And I truly think it's easier for the girls because they're straightforward from where they've just shot this target, so they have an idea of how far this thing is. She went for the 14.
Went for it.
She was going to leave nothing to chance.
Huh?
So she'll get an 8.
If you ain't first, you're last.
That's right. So she'll have a 454 right now. Caitlin needs 6 points to take the third spot right now.
She center punched that spot.
Yeah.
Just missed the bonus ring.
Caitlin with a 14 would put her at a 62. That means Cara would just need a 10 to still beat her. I think Caitlin shoots hard at a 12 here.
5 points behind Sharon Wallace here.
She might want to shoot.
Why not shoot for the 14?
Yeah, she might as well.
She just called upper.
But if she shoots a 5, she falls off the podium. So with that 14
Right.
being out there as far as it is, it's the risk reward that Nathan talked about.
Yeah.
Let's see what she decides to do. She got a 10.
She went for that
So
upper,
she's
just missed it.
securing that podium spot is what she did right there.
For your first time back in women's pro, why not get on the podium?
Take that extra $1,000. Katie shot really good out there. She only had she only gave up 2 points on that cinnamon bear. Other than that, she kept everything in the 10 ring, and I believe she did shoot a bonus ring.
Oh, she got a 10. Boy, that looked like it.
I don't think she called upper.
She did call upper.
Oh, she did?
Wait. She called. All right, they're saying it now. No? Maybe not.
Okay, down to the nitty-gritty
right.
here. This is a big arrow for Sharon. She's 1 point behind Cara. If she shoots a 12, she'd have a 465. Cara would have to shoot a 12 to win. So she can really put the pressure on right here with a bonus ring. If Sharon were to shoot at the 14 and shoot an 8, she'd have a 61. She'd still guarantee second place.
Even with a 5, she would, wouldn't she?
With a 5, she would fall to third. She'd have a 458, and Caitlin would have her on bonus rings, I believe.
Oh, okay. Bonus rings, right. That breaks the tie.
I'm looking at a sheet, running some quick math. I could be wrong, but if she would shoot a 5, I think Caitlin would take second.
Yeah, Caitlin did have more bonus rings in the weekend. All right, let's see what she can do here.
I think she shoots the 12. I'm 50-50 right now. I was wrong with Kaylee, right with Caitlin. Just missed the 12. That's a great shot. Made Cara's job easier. She has to shoot a 10, which that 10 ring at that distance is not big, but it makes it easier than having to hit that 12. Sharon has a 463. 10 points for Cara, and she'll be your champion.
Good way to start the year. This is how she started it last year. She finished up as our shooter of the year.
She's so solid.
Right
Dead center 10.
Dead center.
Oh, she's excited. You can tell it means a lot to her to win. So awesome to see her do it.
She wanted that one.
She did. She shot good.
I know her husband Jason and her dad John were here with her this weekend, I'm sure. Oh yeah, there they are. I see them in the audience. They're here.
Big fist pump from Cara.
Cara's going to come over and have a word with us. Oh, we got to get the official call first. There it is.
There it is. 464.
Got to make it official.
Good for her. What a way to start off 3D season.
Yeah. That is pretty good.
It's really hard to get the point across of how difficult what these folks are doing out here, judging these distances, setting their sights, aiming at black blobs and brown blobs and scoring like they do. It's really impressive to see the skill set that they all possess.
Absolutely. That is unbelievable. So here comes Cara now. She's making her way over. We want to find out just how excited she is.
She's got a little pep in her step. I guarantee you she's happy.
Yeah. There she is. Cara, can you hear us?
I can. Loud and clear.
How's that feel? That was
awesome.
a big.
Awesome.
We were just saying, what a great way to start the year.
Yes.
I mean, you're coming from snowy Michigan down here to the south.
Yep.
Tell us about your weekend and tonight.
I don't even have any words. I mean, that was a heck of a shoot down. The girls shot awesome. I'm thrilled. I came down early again this year, spent some time, judged 80 targets in 3 days before we even got here. And that's all thanks to my family and support and the boys back home and, you know, everybody. So I got pretty pumped on that one.
You had a really good fist pump there, Cara, and I know coming from Michigan, PJ and I talked, it's hard to practice, it's hard to get calibrated, but you've been in this position so many times. You've got an awesome skill set. I don't think you ever get used to winning, but how are you going to celebrate this win?
Oh, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate. I'm going to go home, hug my boys, hug my husband. He's here, my dad, family. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Congratulations. You're a rock star out there.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Cara.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right, that is our women's pro division. Next up, we are going to have senior pro. We're going to bring them out as we head out to the commercial break. Let's take a look at a couple of these replays. Don't go away. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to the Foley Event Center here in beautiful Foley, Alabama for the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am. We are going to take a look at our next division. This is Senior Pro. We're going to check out the leaderboard here. Darren, dissect this for us.
Tim Gillingham, if you're not familiar with Tim Gillingham, is a beast in archery. He's the most passionate man I know about it. He's shot a dominant 424. That's 24 up for the weekend. Michael Braden not far behind him at a 417. Legend Jeff Hopkins at 412. Joe Pitt, I shot with Joe and Jeff today. They both shot awesome. Billy McCall snuck in at a 408. So 16-point gap from first to fifth, but 5-6 arrows to go, 12s and 14s to shoot at. You never know till it's over.
All right, Darren, and we have a treat when we get to see Tim Gillingham's bow. But first off, we're going to go to Nathan Brooks. He's going to bring in our archers.
Shooting, we have the Senior Pro division up. In fifth place, shooting for Martin Archery from Mill Spring, North Carolina, Bill McCall. Your fourth place qualifier, shooting for Hoyt from Windsor, Virginia, Joe Pitt. And in third place, shooting for Martin Archery from Lacona, Iowa, Mr. Jeff Hopkins. Your second place qualifier, shooting for PSE from Keller, Texas, Michael Braden. And your number one qualifier, shooting for Bowtech from Provo, Utah, Tim Gillingham.
All right, Darren, we got to start out here. What is going on there with Tim's bow?
Tim will try anything. He's, I can't say unconventional, but he will try anything. He has a 20-inch wide offset bar with the back bars coming back. He's also got two rods out the front, which no one typically does. But Tim says it's helping him, making him settle the bow, getting his shot to go better. I can't argue with him. He's 24 up and he's got a 7-point lead, so whatever he's doing's working. It'll be fun to watch.
I heard people asking him if he found the water yet, how his reception was.
It's like
all
a
kinds of
Gatling
jokes.
gun, a witching for water. He takes a lot of ribbon for everything he does. He's got these weird blinders on his hat bill to gloves to braces. Tim has done it all, but like I said, he's the most passionate guy I know.
And he wins.
One of the most successful archers on the planet. I can't argue with the guy.
No,
he's a beast.
He can back it up, so he can do what he wants.
Yep. This will be a good shoot down here.
Yeah.
I don't think Tim will get too risky, but he's pretty confident, pretty comfortable. He's liable to pound some bonus rings and extend this lead.
It's a good look at Bill McCall.
Everybody has to come after Tim if they want to win.
Yep. Bill, that's his shot on the bear. Just over the 12.
We should note, PJ, we've put orange cones out. The folks that place the orange cone in front of their box, they're they're saying they're going to shoot at the upper 12. So they have to call that upper, as we said earlier. And it looked like Billy and Tim and Michael all shot at uppers. Is that correct?
That looks like it. And Tim's going to wish he hadn't.
Yeah, because he smoked that lower.
Shot a 10.
So that tells me his numbers are a little bit off. If he was calling upper and hit the lower, he misjudged that one by a couple, 3 yards.
Yeah. Here comes Mr. Michael Braden, who came out of the Vegas shoot. They have a famous $10,000 shoot-off. He gets a 10 there. Had a $10,000 shoot-off for every archer who shot a perfect 300 in Vegas, and he won it. And I believe he's in his mid-50s, and I believe he won against a kid who was like 17 or 18.
Oh, yeah. Michael shot a couple of perfect dead center inside-out Super X's and won the $10,000 bonus a couple weeks ago.
That was exciting to see. I was excited.
Jeff is right through the 8 line on that hyena. 8 points right there for Jeff. So,
and if you're just joining us, that's the longest target.
So Jeff's obviously not calibrated to this indoor thing. He missed that one by a couple, 3 yards as well. And it looks like Joe's low on the next target as well, if my naked eye's not lying to me.
This is Joe Pitt's second shoot down ever, and his last one was in 2018.
He's close, but I think it's just, I won't even say. That's really close. When that light hit it, that's close.
That's what you're talking about with that pulling the line.
It pulls it. It has to touch the high ridge of that. Now, at this angle, I would call it out. But if you get to the side or above it, it might look different. So I don't know what they're going to say. Maybe 10, maybe 12. I'm guessing 10, but I could be wrong. Or I'm sorry, 8 is what I meant. It's an 8-12 call is what that is.
I believe I see Don there holding the 8. I think he's going to flip. Yeah.
That's what, they've agreed. It is just low for an 8. Puts him at a 419. Just a fraction of an inch right there, you know. That's 4-point swing right there from a 12 to an 8, so that's how quick things can change. Billy's got a 10, 418 for Billy. Nothing changed up top. Tim's still got a 7-point lead. But I can tell by his actions he's not sure how far these targets are right now. That first one got him a little bit.
If you talk to him, he will tell you that the judging game he doesn't care for too much, but he plays it pretty good.
He's good at it. Tim works for Gold Tip Arrow Company, and Tim is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to arrows, tuning bows. He's tested everything imaginable. He's tested every type of release imaginable. He does some things that are a little unorthodox, but he finds a way to make them work. So do you have to be a textbook archer? No. Just watch Tim Gillingham. Watch some of these guys form. It doesn't have to be textbook. It's repeatability. If you can do the same thing over and over and over, you can be successful in archery.
Here's Jeff Hopkins. I mean, talk about a legend in the game.
Oh, he went shooting at 14s.
Tim just missed.
Yeah,
on the closest target.
He called upper, so he's just left of the upper. Again, that black target's hard to aim at, especially in this.
Yet several archers we've seen shoot at that target have missed left. All right, Bill McCall here.
On the no feeding though, he's going to be low for an 8, so that puts Billy at a 426.
They are having issues out here, senior pro.
Right now, the ladies have showed these guys how to do it.
Hey, let's be honest here. But you and I are both over 50, and you know,
I get
the
it.
struggle's
the
real.
struggle's real. Yeah. This is Tim shooting at that upper. I think he's got the
Looks
10
like
line.
a 10.
Yeah. If he caught that little piece of pie, that little pointy piece to the right of that arrow, it would be a 12. But he's just too far left of that. We call it a piece of pie.
Yeah.
He's too left of the connector and the pie area right there. So it's a 10.
Yeah, there's a 10.
444 for Tim.
Going over to Michael Braden.
Hard to make a move on that target there. That hyena is a long way out there. But he's got to hit bonus rings to Tim with a 7-point lead. He's in cruise control right now.
Yeah.
Jeff went after a 14, so he's trying to make a move.
So that's going to be a 10 there for Michael Braden.
Puts Mike at a 437. They'll update that score there. Talked about repeatability there. Well, I've said it before when we've done shoot downs that Michael's been in. He does the same thing every single time. His grip, his anchor, how he draws, how he gets his face, everything lined up. He does everything the exact same every time.
So that was an 8 for Jeff Hopkins.
Puts Jeff at a 428. Joe got one in a 10 ring.
429. Okay, so we did have a little bit of a flip there. Joe Pitt moves into third now at 429, 1 point ahead of Jeff Hopkins. Tim's still our leader. Michael Braden in second.
Jeff's liable to not stop. The 14 ring on that bear is not too far off of the 10, so you don't have to aim way out. You can actually miss the 14 on the bear and get a 10. So he may shoot at it.
Jeff Hopkins has missed in this building. I have the broken arrow when he missed it.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 years ago.
Jeff's usually not shooting for a podium finish. He wants to win.
Yeah.
So if he has a path to the win, he's likely to take it. Wouldn't surprise me to see him shoot at the 14 on that bear. That's a big man right there, too.
That's his own signature Martin there. That's a bow that he helped design.
He went at it, just under it. Good look at Joe Pitt right there. Joe shot a good, solid round today. He didn't make many mistakes.
I think he got that. You can see he and Billy McCall are two of the ones you see shooting with 2 fingers, and he got that 14.
Billy's going to like that one. Unfortunately, he's so far behind Tim, it may not matter much. Michael Braden.
Michael Braden got it.
Yeah.
Bless me. All right, now we got some bonus.
Yeah.
We're getting dialed in.
We got some, may do some flip-flopping here.
Here's Joe Pitt.
That'll help his cause.
Got the 12. 441 for Joe Pitt. Hoyt being the prime sponsor of this event, they're liking seeing all these Hoyt jerseys.
He might get a pay raise.
Here we go.
14 points for Billy.
Yeah. He's going to like that.
That actually put him to 440. He's only 1 point behind third place right now. So Billy's got a chance at a podium spot.
All right, here is Tim on this longest target. He did call
He called upper, and he hit that thing, didn't he?
Got it.
Man, that guy's got some game. He wants to get an 11-point lead. He doesn't want to take this to a 6th arrow.
No.
He'd just soon be done in 5.
This is Michael Braden's arrow. That is going to be a 12.
Great shot from Mike.
Yep.
They're getting calibrated now. They're getting dialed in. But we're getting ready to shoot arrow number 4. It's over just as quick as it starts, it seems like.
This is going to be an 8 for 436 for Hopkins.
Yeah, just we're 3 arrows in, and Jeff has went from 3rd, dropped down to 5th right now. So I don't think he'll back off. He knows he needs 14s or 12s, and he'll probably shoot at the 14 on this one.
Good look at Joe Pitt there, the back of that Hoyt jersey. We should mention Hoyt's president, Zach Kurtzels. He was out here competing this weekend.
Been seeing Zach at every event. Glad to see Hoyt out here. I saw they posted an amateur contingency program, and they've had it, but they published it the other day. So seeing more and more of Hoyt.
Zach shot in the known pro division.
Let's see Jeff 14 this one. Come on, big guy. He's aiming hard.
But his light timed out.
Michael B with his 4 fletched arrows. That's a good shot, just right.
Jeff's got 26 seconds, so plenty of time.
Well, that fired quick.
Yeah,
he did
wasn't
go
ready
at
for
it.
that.
He did go at another 14.
Yeah. Just missed that. Here's a look at Joe Pitt. He went for 14.
He did. They're doing what they had to do. Got to make a move.
Yeah. So this is going to be an 8 for Jeff again. 444.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting that Panther, just missed.
Just low. He needed 1 more yard on his sight to catch the bottom of that thing.
449 is Joe Pitt.
Tim's really looking solid out there. He's done what he had to do. We talked about Carr not having to give anything up to stay in the lead, and Tim's he's not backed up 1 step.
Bill McCall hit that center 10 there. Again, that's not a bonus ring if you're just joining us. That is just worth 10 points.
Puts Billy at a 450, which Billy now has moved into 3rd place from 5th to 3rd. With Joe and Jeff shooting 8 right there, Bill has just passed both of them. 466 for Tim. So the only person within 10 points of him is going to be Michael Braden right now with 1 arrow to go.
That's going to be a 10.
Mm-hmm. Still 7 points between 1st and 2nd, but Billy McCall's jumped into 3rd.
So I talked to Tim about that stabilizer setup he has. And what he told me is that he's just looking for anything to stop the movement. And so he set that rig up like that, and he said it just slowed the pin down.
He shot that same bow, I believe that same bow or same setup in Vegas.
And at the Lancaster Archery Classic.
Okay, yeah, that was the debut, was Lancaster, wasn't it?
Which he won.
He won, yeah. So there you go. You know, one of the biggest indoor tournaments in the country. He won that. Here he is on the cuffs of winning the first ASA of the year. Tim's, he's just a great archer. There's Mike doing his routine, settling in, makes a good strong shot. He's shooting a wrist strap index finger release. Pull, pull, pull until it fires.
And he shoots it pretty heavy.
Yeah, you can see his finger getting white right there, that pressure. Boom. That's how you're supposed to shoot a release right there.
Center 10 for Tim. Bill McCall on the bless buck.
I can't tell if Billy's shooting a thumb. He usually shoots a thumb trigger. It looks like he might be shooting a hinge.
Just low.
That could change things up right there, because whoever gets 3rd won't be in the final arrow. He wasn't happy with that.
Nope.
He knows.
All right.
See how this shakes out.
So Michael Braden going to take a 10.
469.
469.
If Joe Pitt shot a 10 right there, he could jump back into the podium. So with Billy's 8.
I hope he got this 14. There's that wave. Oh,
just under it. Hats off to Jeff, man. He just he said, I'm going for it.
Yep. 452. All right. Now we're going down to Joe Pitt. Let's see what we got here.
Joe needs a 10 here to get on the podium. He's definitely got at least 10 points.
Yeah. Boy, that line is chewed up.
There's like a blemish in the target right there, a little pit of it.
Boy,
I'm not sure.
Looks high, but yeah. Don Bailey always told me when you're down on it, it looks different.
Mm-hmm. Side to side will give you a different view than straight on, but that one looks just to be a touch high.
Yeah.
Nope, he's got it, I think.
They're talking about it. There it is.
12 points.
12.
That will definitely give him third place. 461 if my math is right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we've got him on the screen at.
Good for Joe.
Yeah, awesome. On the podium.
Hasn't been in since his first year as a pro. That was 2018.
Even if Billy would have shot a 10 right there, Joe would have got him because Joe hit that bonus ring.
Yeah. So it's going to be Tim, Michael, Joe Pitt does secure that third place on the podium. Congratulations to him.
10 points for Tim. That will move him. There you go, updated to a 476. So we're still at a 7-point spread. If Michael shoots a 14, Tim just needs a 10 to win. So
yeah,
we're going to shoot this final arrow just because we do. But you know, barring some disaster, Tim, we should be talking to Tim here shortly. Is that the announcer's curse they always talk about in golf?
I think so.
Oof. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so we're going to finish up Jeff Hopkins in 5th, Bill McCall 4th, Joe Pitt in 3rd, and we have our top 2 we're going to figure out here.
It looks like.
We should mention that, okay, we're down to the top 5 here. There were 47 senior pros shooting this weekend, which is higher than normal. Every division was higher than normal this year. So that was nice to see. Lots of new faces. Hope they stay with it and keep coming out.
I come down here for the shrimp.
Hey, I've been eating shrimp every night for the last 4 nights.
I have too. We did an all-you-can-eat at one Wednesday night. I had shrimp and grits Thursday night. I went to a low country boil last night with shrimp and sausage, and I think I gained 15 pounds while I've been here, but I've been happy the whole time.
You're from Indiana, I'm from Pennsylvania.
I know.
Hey, we got to take advantage of it.
We're 10 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to eat shrimp.
Okay. They are going to shoot the grazing doe, we're told. And so same thing, Don Bailey just moved him a couple yards in front of it.
Yeah, they know. They should know. So Michael probably shoot a bonus ring here. Tim's going to just have to shoot a 10, 8 maybe, who knows.
Nothing to be lost by shooting for that 14 for Michael.
No, Michael could shoot it in the eyeball right now and still get second place. So he might as well shoot the 14. That's the play. Show off for the crowd a little bit.
Why not?
Yeah. Let's see, do some math.
Good crowd. This crowd keeps building.
Yeah.
This is the most I've seen, I think, ever in here.
If Mike shoots a 14, it puts him at an 83, if my math's right. Tim would need 7 points to win, so if Tim shoots an 8, he'll win this tournament.
Yeah. If you're into social media, look up Michael Braden. He's a heck of a photographer.
He is.
He takes some great
He's an
nature
archery
pictures.
coach, so if you want to work on some different things, on some form flaws or just some shot execution or judging distance, Mike is a very well-known coach. He knows what he's doing, obviously. Repetition, repetition, repetition. He's got it.
Oh, just high. Man, his number was off there.
Yeah, he was about,
Whoops.
I'm going to say 4 yards hot on that one is what I would guess.
He's shaking his head.
So with a 5, Tim doesn't even have to shoot.
Is he gonna? Come on.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
He's got to.
Mike ends with a 474. Tim's already at a 476, so
I bet you Mike's going to tell Tim he doesn't have to shoot, but everybody in here is going to beg for him to shoot. That's exactly what Mike said.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do it, Tim.
No way they're letting him off the hook.
He can miss the target and still win. He has to shoot the 14.
Oh, and he wants to get it too.
Mike's giving him a little bit of encouragement there. I don't know if everybody can hear that or not, but Tim has one option here. He has to shoot at the 14. Like I said, he can shoot a 0. He's still going to win this event.
Yep. This place will go nuts if he hits it.
I'm happy for him. Tim's a good dude.
Yeah.
He wears his emotions on his sleeves.
Yes, he does.
He can be interesting to shoot with at times, but man, the guy's he's good at this stuff.
It is dead quiet. Oh, he got it.
And he smoked it.
That's the way to go out.
Bravo, Mr. Gillingham.
Yeah.
He smoked it.
That's why he's one of the best.
Everybody's going to have 4 great big stabilizers on their bow now.
Bee Stinger, who Tim also works for, they're going to sell stabilizers by the dozen.
Yeah, not only one set, you're going to need 2 for every bow.
Here he goes. We're going to get a word here with Tim. Great weight in. We like to spice things up for the crowd. Why not?
Yeah.
There he is, Tim. How about that last shot?
Well, you know, it was known distance, right? Notice I write them numbers down after I get done shooting. Burn me once.
How's that feel, Tim, coming in here right out of the gate? You know, you've been rocking that new bow setup here, and you've won 2 tournaments with that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm still sold on it, but we'll figure it out.
You're not going to change it after this weekend.
I'm going to keep playing.
Tim, your indoor game is rocking. Your outdoor game is obviously rocking. You almost made that look pretty easy this weekend. Are you doing anything different? Is your setup different? Or are you practicing different? How's that going?
Oh, not really. I mean, the weather's not the greatest where I live, so I mean, we had a good Saturday, Sunday. I shot about 400 arrows on Sunday, and I was actually struggling. By the end of the day, I kind of had it figured out, but I still don't think I shot my bow great here this weekend. I judged very well. I managed the course extremely well. I just shot 2 solid rounds, didn't make big mistakes. Tried to be patient, and I picked up a bunch of 12s in the last, 3 targets both days. So, that was kind of the kicker. So,
I think you shot great, buddy. Congratulations on another win.
All right, thank you.
Congrats, Tim. Tim Gillingham never disappoints there. We will be back shortly with next our Open Pro category. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Foley Event Center, the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am here. Darren Christenberry, we're about to kick off the Open Pro Division. Tell us what we're looking at here at these standings.
I did a little math there at break. Andy Callaway is sitting at a 426, but he hit 14 bonus rings on the weekend. That means he only shot 1-8 out of 40 arrows. That's an impressive round. Dan McCarthy, Joseph Goza, Brian Meese, Jack Wallace there. There's only 9 points separating first and fifth. As you've seen, 6 arrows, anything can happen. This should be a good one.
It was a wild finish today in this division. I spent the whole weekend with these guys, so we'll talk about that. But before we do that, let's go to Nathan Brooks. He's going to bring in our archers.
All right, next up, we have the Open Pro Division. In 5th place, shooting for PSE from Townville, South Carolina, Jack Wallace II. Your 4th place qualifier, shooting for Hoyt from Hastings, Pennsylvania, Brian Meese. Your 3rd place qualifier, shooting for Darton Archery from Henniger, Alabama, Joseph Goza. And in 2nd place, shooting for Matthews from Wazeeka, Wisconsin, Dan McCarthy. And in 1st place, shooting for Matthews from Lancaster, South Carolina, Andy Callaway.
Good for Andy Callaway coming in here, Darren, in 1st place. He worked hard in this 2nd day today out there. He really shot well.
Andy's been knocking on the door for a long time. I don't know, I may be wrong, I don't know if he's ever won a pro event or a pro 3D event.
He is not.
He's due. He's a great shot. Andy's a super nice guy. He's got the skill set that everybody wants out here. He's a great shooter. He's a great judger. He deserves a win. So to beat Dan McCarthy and keep him from coming from behind and beating you is a tough task, as well with Joseph Goza. Jack Wallace has been doing this for years, so this should be an interesting shoot down, but Andy deserves a win. It's hard not to pull for Andy here.
If you were watching last year, you remember in Metropolis, Andy had a nice lead and then just kind of had disaster in the last targets in the shoot downs, ended up in 2nd place.
Yeah, it's never over till it's over. You got to work all the way to the end, but if anybody deserves to win one, it is Andy, so we'll see how it goes.
There's Jack Wallace on that bear. Brian Meese has been shooting known pro last year, and he decided to give judging a shot, and he won the last 2 IBO events, so he thought this year, why not try Open Pro?
So far, it looks like a pretty good business decision for him.
There's Dan. Smashed the 12, of course.
That guy is good.
He is.
He's been at Joseph Goza's house for a few weeks, I know, and been looking at targets and working on his bow and doing what Dan does, and it's going to show here.
Here's Andy, got one of those close arrows. Don Bailey gives him a 10.
Just a 10. 4.
Okay.
36 by my math.
Randy Callaway, Dan McCarthy up next. Folks, if you want to learn a lot about this 3D game, Dan McCarthy does a segment with me for Competition Archery Media called Shot of the Week, where he dissects particular shots each week at the tournaments. And the knowledge that he gives out is just unreal. Check that out on YouTube and Facebook.
It took that master one-hole target to tie up for first place, so we have a race. Joseph's a really good shot and a really good yardage judger as well. He's a little hot on that hyena, but Joseph's a great 3D archer as well.
So in this division, Darren, today with 5 targets to go, there were about 10 archers vying. Andy and Dan were kind of at the head of the pack, but then those last 3 spots, there were like 10 archers. Every target, it changed position.
Wow.
Right down to the very last arrow to get Jack Wallace in.
428 for Brian. And that's stressful too, because we start these groups start in a 20 target range, so you may start on a 25-yard target. The next group might start on a 50-yard Wolverine. There's a big difference. So where you end, your whole weekend can be decided on your last arrow depending on the target and the distance. So it's a tough spot to be in.
Jack Wallace had to stand there and watch Tommy Gomez shoot a long javelina. If Tommy had hit the 12, he'd be out here now instead of Jack, but he missed it, and so Jack Wallace is here.
Every point counts. It's really, you don't want to give them back. You know, you shoot a 12 and turn around, shoot an 8 and give it back. It all adds up at the end of the weekend. That's why I'm doing commentary. I made way too many mistakes this weekend.
Well, Darren, we'd love you seeing in those shoot downs, but I appreciate you being here more.
I got the best seat in the house. How can you be mad about this?
So Andy goes to the shortest target. Dan goes to the longest target.
Dan was the only bonus ring, I think, right? And
yes.
Yeah. Andy looks pretty determined right there. He's shooting a back tension release. He's pulling, rotating.
Oh, missed it. Again, left on that black target.
He called upper, so he was shooting at the upper 12. His cone's out in front of his box.
Brian Meese did call upper and hit the upper.
McCarthy looks like a safe 10 on that long. He didn't give anything back on that long bomb.
Here's a look at Joseph Goza.
That's a good angle there. Perfect arrow flight.
There is an 8 for Jack Wallace.
Jack shot at the 14.
Yeah, he was sitting 9 points back. He kind of had nothing to lose there.
Yeah, if you wait too long to make the move, it's irrelevant. So Jack was trying to get back on the horse right there.
Callaway.
10 for Andy.
Andy Callaway has his own carpentry business on the side. That's what he does on the side. That's what he does for a living. He does this on the side.
And I know he puts in a ton of time. I know he practices hard. That's why I say it's hard to root against Andy, because he puts in a lot of time. And when you put in all that time, you want to get rewarded.
Absolutely. Comes Joseph Goza. Shooting Darton for the first time this year. He took a job with Black Eagle Arrows as a southern area rep. So he's working in the industry now.
Yeah. Joseph knows his way around the bow.
Sure does.
Brian judged good this weekend. He's from Pennsylvania, and I promise you, they haven't had real good weather to get outside and practice in up to this point. He got that 12.
Have not. If it hasn't been snow, it's been wind.
Yeah. And practicing in the wind is not fun.
He trains with Tony Taz, whom you know very well.
Who's that?
Brian Me.
Yeah, Tony Tazza makes several appearances in these shoot downs, and he's got a shop. He's from Boswell, Pennsylvania.
Correct.
He's got a shop, and we've talked about Tony before. Tony's he's a wealth of knowledge, and he knows his way around a bow. Obviously, you know, has a shop, makes a living with archery, shooting and selling products. So here we go, arrow number 3.
So now Andy moves to the longest target. Dan to the second shortest.
We might be able to share these distances here when the known pros get up, because they'll be using a rangefinder. They'll know how far these targets are.
Yep.
Andy called upper. Jack has called upper.
Brian's shot looks good.
Jack
I heard some cheering.
Jack shot at the 14. McCarthy's shot is a dozen. Andy might have 12 that hyena. Nope, just left of
just
it.
left.
So Brian
Meese?
Get another. Oh, he must have called upper.
Oh, he did.
Just
yes,
a 10.
he did.
Gotcha.
He did call upper.
The curse of calling the upper and falling into the lower. That's the most aggravating thing.
for Jack Wallace on the Panther.
It looked like a good arrow.
Yes.
It's a good
that's
arrow.
The 14 there. Good for Jack.
That got him back within 1 point of Brian right there. So Jack at a 449 now.
This is Andy Callaway now on the Hyena.
.456 for Andy now, and I think Mr. McCarthy is going to take the lead with this arrow right here.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get behind when Dan's out there.
Yeah, Andy's got to keep his composure here, stay focused, try to clip it. He's got 2 more shots here in the first 5 of regulation to hit a bonus ring or 2.
12 for Dan.
I know that's frustrating to come in with a 2-point lead. Now you're sitting 2 points behind him. Not a great position to be in, but he's still got plenty of targets to go. He's just got to keep it together, make some good shots, and hope for the best.
And in Metropolis last year, this is what happened. Dan ended up with the win over Andy.
.450 for Joseph. Yep.
Look at that race for third.
Third place is a race. So let's see. Andy's got the Blesbach and the brown bear to go. Dan has the brown bear and the feeding deer. Not too terrible of shots. The bad thing for Andy is he needs Dan to make a mistake.
He does.
But Dan doesn't make many mistakes.
So are you thinking 14 at all if you're Andy?
It's risky, but he needs it, and this is the only option he's got. This is the only target he could consider it on. Well, now the 14 on the bear is not too bad because it sits fairly close to the 10 ring. So you may try to hit the 12 here, and then if you don't, and Dan maybe happens to hit the 12 on the bear, then you may have to have a shot to win, because you don't want to be 4 or 6 points behind Dan on the 6th arrow. He'll be hard to beat there. Good look at Andy. He's just straight tall.
Yeah.
He didn't give anything back, so that's a good thing.
Brian Meese. Oh, he went for the 14. Brian did, and he missed it. Everybody's missing that black target left. Jack on the Hyena misses left.
With a 10. Yeah, you've said that. From the get-go, everybody's left on that Black Panther. So Joseph.
It's a known pro if you're listening out there. Everybody's missing left.
Joseph with a 12. There's a bonus ring. 462 for him. He's just tall on that one for an 8.
458 for Brian Meese.
It has to be the lighting. We've not seen a ton of bonus rings on that target.
No.
It's the shortest target, but the black paint with the incandescent
shiny,
or
it's
halogen lights, whatever those are, it's just not, they're not seeing what they want to see when they're aiming at that through their scopes.
There's Jack Wallace. 459 for Jack.
Joseph extended the lead a little bit for third place right there. He's 3 points over Jack, 4 points over Brian, with 1 arrow to go in what we'll call regulation. Andy with another 10.
468 for him and Dan on this bear. I don't believe I've seen what he shot.
I'm not sure.
He did not call upper.
Just
nope,
10. I have Andy at a 66, McCarthy at a 68. That's exactly right. You see it there on the screen.
5th arrow.
I don't know what Andy does here. I don't know. He needs a 12. He needs a bonus ring to try to catch up.
With Joseph hitting that 12 now, Andy doesn't want to slip to 3rd unless he's just thinking, I want to win, period.
Yeah. I don't know if you go with the 14 on this bear.
Yeah, right now everybody's in it.
I think Andy has to bear down and hit a 12 here. Don't give anything up, but bear down and try to hit the top of that 12.
Dan and I shot the grazing doe for our shot of the week. And he said he believes he judges this one pretty well.
The grazing doe is actually the same body as the hill country with just a different heads, but it's a different looking target. Laser focus.
Oh, and he called up.
He called up. He needed that.
He got
Good for Andy. And
Dan
of course,
got it.
Dan answers the bell.
Oh, man.
Wow.
He is just so tough in these shoot downs.
Yeah, they both did exactly what they needed to do, so this one's far from over.
Yeah. Joseph
Joseph
looks
went
like
at the 14.
Yeah, just missed. All right, Dan McCarthy. The 12. Yeah, we should mention Dan last year was our Open Pro Shooter of the Year. He won 5 of 6 events, and the 6th event he came in 2nd.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous run. Nothing but respect for that guy and his game.
This was the only one he didn't win last year.
He's in a good position to win it right now, but we still got another arrow to go. 8 for Joseph, 470.
We hear there's a watch party at Lambert's down here in Foley. If you're out there, everybody at Lambert's in Foley, how you doing?
Thanks for tuning in.
So that's going to knock Brian out of the. He will not shoot a 6th arrow.
Yeah.
I've eaten at the Lamberts here in Foley a couple times. Great place.
Is that where they throw the rolls?
That's where they throw the rolls at you.
I'd need a ball bat in there. Try to swing them.
When they're fresh out of the oven, they kind of hit your hand and disintegrate. So.
12 points.
Wow. Yep.
It is not over yet.
For Andy.
Advantage Dan. He's going to be the last shooter. He's got a 480. He's the highest score, so he will go last.
So 3rd place is a 470. If you're Andy, you got to shoot at the 14.
You almost have to.
You can't count on Dan to miss because he won't.
And are they going to bring out a target?
They have not. Yeah, it looks like. Okay, so they keep a 6th target in the back. We have not seen them pull it out yet, but it looks like they're gonna. I see Ken getting a stand.
What's your guesses?
Oh, what do we have out here? Maybe the Wolverine.
That
Let's
would
make
that
it
would
tough.
be a hard one. The turkey would be hard too because it's black.
Yeah. Oh no.
Medium HD deer.
Deer. Okay.
I always call it the little one. The little one looks left. That's how I know what that is.
They're bringing out the new target.
It's good. There's a lot on the line right here. This is a fresh target from a fresh distance. There's no advantage. They don't have to do any math from where they shot it before.
Yeah, there's the grazing doe. That's that new target that's in this year. One of the two, the grazing doe and the hyena. As you mentioned, it's the same as the hill country, but it does have a different head.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are just joining us and you don't realize, these archers, they're judging the distance. They don't know the distance. So they step up there and just use their experience, look at the ground, figure out what that difference is. And Darren, we should talk about a yard makes a difference.
It does. At 40 yards, if you were to shoot at 40 yards and you knew exactly it was 40 yards and you shot it for 41, you would probably hit about an inch over the dot. You know, if you shoot it for 39, you're going to hit about an inch under. Now, the arrow's not going to climb as fast as it's going to fall, but really at 293 feet a second, every yard is 1 inch at 40 yards plus. So if you misjudge one by 2 yards at 50, you're going to drop at least 2 inches. And on some of these targets, that's the difference between a 12 and a 5. So one arrow is it's a big deal. Every point matters out here.
This one here, this deer, you know, you saw there, you miss low, you judge this thing, you underjudge it, and you shoot low, you're in an 8.
And it is late.
4-point swing.
It is late February, so this one's already shed one side, so it's a half rack right now. So if anybody out there shed hunts, they know what I'm talking about.
My wife sent me a picture from my trail camera that the buck I've been after shed one this week, so I got to get out there and find it when I get home.
Yeah, get it before the squirrels do. So they got 1 minute to judge this deer, and then there's a lot on the line right here. First place contingency from Matthews is probably $15,000. Yeah. I don't know what Darton would pay if Joseph were to win, but Andy and Dan, this is a $10,000 arrow difference from first and second probably. So does it matter? You betcha.
Absolutely. I believe they're in the vicinity of either 5 or 8 for second. I think it's 5 for second place.
It's a significant amount of money. So if you folks out there aren't into tournament archery, you want to shoot some 3D targets at an ASA event, come down here and pay your pro entry fee and try to win 20 grand one weekend.
Yeah, we should mention, I mean, there's divisions out here for barebow recurve, Olympic recurve, crossbow, age divisions. We've got archers who are 8, we've got archers who are 80.
Yep. Every skill set, every type of equipment, there's a class for you. So come play.
Joseph Goza up first. Oh, we got it.
Got him a 14. 484 points for Joseph. Andy needs 7 points to take over the lead from Joseph right now. He's got an orange cone, so he's going to shoot at an upper, it looks like.
Yeah.
So let's see. Andy's at 78. If he shoots at the...
He can't shoot a 5.
He can't shoot a 5. Yeah, if he shoots at the 14 and shoots a 5, he gets to 83. He would drop behind Joseph. He has to at least hit an 8 to take the lead away from Joseph.
I know this is stinging too, because I know he wants to win.
He almost has to judge this, set his sight a yard short, and then just gun hard at that 14. And if he misses, missing the 8 race. That's almost his play. Because if he shoots a 10, Dan just needs a 10 to win. Big arrow right here for Andy. He did shoot straight right.
5. No.
Wow. So Joseph's going to take second. I hate to see that for Andy.
Yeah.
483 for him if that is a 5. Official call is. Yeah, you can see it.
Oh, man.
Bravo for going for it, Andy, though. I mean, that's heartbreaking to see him end that way, but he shot.
Weekend.
Great weekend. He's leading shooter of the year right now. You know, that 426 puts him at the top of the heap for shooter of the year. I know that's not much of a consolation prize to him right now, but. So Dan needs to hit this deer to win.
That's it.
5 points. He may shoot at the 14 just to see what happens, because a 5 will give him the victory. I don't think he will.
I think he'll shoot center.
Yeah.
I know Andy's a good friend of his.
He'll probably bear down hard at that 12, knowing he's got a little bit of room below and a lot of room above. But 5 points for the win for Mr. McCarthy.
Yep.
There it is.
Got the 12, I believe.
Yeah, the cone counted regardless. That's a big victory for Dan.
So going back to last season, Darren, that is 6 in a row for Dan McCarthy, ASA.
He's proving that he's hard to beat.
It's a tough division, you know. There's
12 points.
So many good archers, and to stay that consistent, that is just incredible.
And I know Dan's rooting for Andy too. Andy shot good. I know he's rooting. You've seen Dan kind of get choked up when him and Levi are battling out there. He's rooting for Andy as well, but Dan's job is to win tournaments. And
absolutely.
He's pretty good at his job.
Yeah. We will talk to him here in a second. We should say Dan McCarthy finished 3rd in Vegas.
Yeah.
In the championship division.
The biggest indoor tournament in the world. He finished 3rd. He comes down
shooting 72 pounds. So he's got the headphones on there. Dan McCarthy, congratulations.
Hey guys.
Tell us about that last arrow.
Anytime you just need a 10 to win is a pretty good feeling. You know, that's a pretty big ring down there, and so yeah, that's the best case scenario in this class that you could hope for. And it's not a guaranteed thing, but.
Dan, you and I talked this weekend. You said you did what you needed to do, but you didn't feel comfortable this weekend. Did you feel any better coming in here into the shoot down?
Absolutely not. No, not a lot of confidence this weekend. Just a lot on my mind. You know, Levi's family, that people that haven't heard, they're going through some pretty emotional turmoil stuff with that family. So. It's kind of different not seeing him out here. Usually he's here, and he won this tournament last year, and I know he's been shooting and preparing and stuff, so we missed him out here. And
absolutely.
Yep.
Dan, we made mention that this is your 6th ASA win in a row. Last year, Shooter of the Year, you didn't win Foley last year, but you swept the rest of them. This is 6 in a row. Finished 3rd at Vegas. I call you Mr. McCarthy on the broadcast here. Mad respect for you, man. You're shooting awesome. Another big win for you. Congratulations on what you're doing, buddy. It's impressive.
I appreciate it, guys. It's a lot of luck that goes into this game, and anytime you get, you know, any type of run like this, honestly, just one of these tournaments is a big deal, and to win 6 of them, I really don't know what even to think about that. If I could list all of the things that had to fall perfectly in place for some of these wins, it just blows my mind. I have no idea how it happened, and I'm very thankful.
You deserve a big applause, buddy. You're awesome.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all.
All right, Dan McCarthy, Open Pro champion. Next up, we have our known pro division, where we will get to break out some rangefinders at the Foley Event Center, the Hoyt Pro-Am. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to the Foley Event Center, the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am here, Delta McKenzie ASA Tour. Darren Christianberry, we have known pro up next. Tell us what we're looking at for the scores.
Calvin Gross has a 452, and Calvin shot 34 up today. We only shoot 20 targets a day, so to get to 34, that means he hit 17 12s today with no 8s. He hit 17 out of 20. That's an impressive
Unreal.
round. Chance Bobeff 6 points behind him at a 46. Michael Halbert, another Indiana boy there with a 446. Tim Chakaroski, Brent Platt 444. These guys know the distance. The risk reward is not as big because they know exactly how far they are. We should see a lot of bonus rings in this round.
Bonus rings will fall for sure. Let's get these archers out here and get this started. Nathan Brooks, bring in our shooters.
All right, for our last event of the evening, we welcome the Gnome Pro class. In 5th place, shooting for Matthews from Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, Brent Platt. And your 4th place qualifier, shooting for Prime Archery from Oakland Township, Michigan, Tim Chakaroski. In 3rd place, shooting for PSE from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Michael Halbert. And your 2nd place qualifier, shooting for Elite from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, Chance Bobeff. And your number 1 qualifier, shooting for Prime Archery from Harlan, Kentucky, Calvin Gross.
Darren, there you go, looking at Calvin Gross. I did get a chance to talk to him, and he just said he doesn't know what happened today. It was just the perfect day.
Well, to hit 17 out of 20, even with the rangefinder, the lighting, the wind, the footing, the angles, it's ridiculous to hit that many. You know, hats off to Calvin. That's an impressive round. 34 up on any given day that's a beast of a round.
He was not on the leaderboard at the end of yesterday.
I didn't even know he was here. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but all the names that were coming up yesterday, you know, 24, 26, you know, all these different guys. Yeah. No one mentioned Calvin. And then I'm like, who's leading Gnome Pro? They're like, I said, well, I didn't even know he was here. But he showed out. He announced his presence with authority.
Yes, he did. He made one shoot down last year. It was this one.
It was this one, yeah. He likes this tournament, huh?
All right, Darren, so now we can finally let folks know the distances. Go ahead and read them out there.
The new feeding doe is at 41 yards. The Black Panther sitting at 28. That hyena is all the way out at 48. The African Blesbok's 35, and that bear is 44.
Just a good look at Brent Platt.
Holding that bow nice and steady. How aggressive are all these guys going to be? Chance Bobeff started off aggressive. He shot at a 14. I don't know what he got.
That's just left for Michael Halbert there. All right, let's start it off here with Calvin.
Calvin's got a 10, straight tall.
Straight 10. He said he called his dad, or texted his dad from the range today and said, hey, you got to pray for me because I'm shaking like a leaf.
Sometimes being in that number 1 position is not the most fun. It's great to be the leader, but it's hard to hang on to a win. It's hard to be leading after 6 more additional arrows, I'll say that.
Oh, Chance.
Chance is not going to like that.
That's a 5.
Sure enough is.
451 for Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see Chance, though, out here in 2nd place.
Yeah.
He's been struggling a little bit, but you talk about somebody who's done just about it all in archery.
He can shoot a bow.
We'll watch him in a bit here, see how steady he holds, because it's impressive. Go down to Michael Halbert.
48-yard hyena. Just the hair left of it.
This is Michael's first ASA shoot down.
Got that backwards hat rolling in style there.
Got it.
Tim Chakaroski, we're looking at his arrow there. Tim's actually the pro staff coordinator for Prime Archery.
And he's in charge in the factory of the team that builds the Prime bows.
Oh, nice.
So he's double duty there. He knows those Prime bows as well as anybody.
He told me his practice sessions consist of 20 minutes at lunch.
That sounds about right.
454. He said with 2 little kids at home, that's about the only time he has to really put effort. And sometimes family does get in the way if you're trying to pursue a professional archery career. But Tim obviously shot great this week, and it's good to see new faces out there.
Super nice guy, one of the nicest guys you'll meet.
He travels with his dad a lot. I don't know that I saw his dad here this weekend, but they travel a lot together. Chance went from 2nd to 5th in that first arrow right there, so now he's got some work to do.
And he's on the longest target.
He went to that. I don't know if he'll just say, okay, let's hang it all out here and see what happens. Maybe he shoots at a 14 on this one too. I don't know. I don't know if he's went into, okay, here, I got to make my move.
So it's 48 yards for Chance on this target, but he regularly shoots tournaments where he's shooting 100. So this, for Chance Bobuff, is not as difficult as it would be for me.
There's a good look at Calvin right there.
Oh,
he called upper.
Called upper, yeah.
Tim holding nice and steady.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he didn't like that release. He went for the 14 and just missed it. You could tell in his release he didn't like that.
See where Chance has hit that good look over his shoulder. Ooh, that looks low. Yeah, it is low. About 2 yards short.
Okay, Brent Platt. We do have 2 judges this year checking the arrows, so it's not just one caller.
10 points.
10 they're calling there for Brent. This is Brent Platt's second shoot down. He took 2nd place last year at London.
Gotcha. London's a tough stop for us. Those ranges are so dark and hilly. Good shot there for Calvin.
474. On to Chance.
Mike's making fun of Chance for misjudging the first target, but as we said, these guys are using rangefinders.
He didn't like that shot. Coming down to Michael Halbert on the Bless Buck.
We're seeing his name, or I'm hearing his name more and more at the indoor events, obviously at the 3D events. So
he called upper, and that's going to be his.
Got it.
Yeah, this division, Darren, 105 competitors this weekend.
That's crazy. That's good to see, though. And it's a stacked field. You've got some amazing, talented archers in this class.
Excuse me, 106. I've been corrected. 106 in this class, and I believe last year we hit like 98, 99, which was our highest. So adding a couple every division.
Yeah,
every
you're talking about guys that have won Vegas multiple times, guys that have won every event on the planet multiple times that are out here competing, and you just can't make many mistakes. Obviously, 52 up to be leading to get in here. It took 44 just to make the cut.
Off the top of my head, I can think of 3, 4 Vegas champs who are not out here right now.
Yeah.
Who are competing in this division.
Perkins, Rio,
Jesse, Kyle
Douglas.
Douglas.
Yeah. We might even be missing some in there, but
absolutely
not an easy class to get out here in the top 5 in. I know that.
No.
Brent's shooting that 3-finger hinge with just 2 fingers. You see him start to rotate right there. He's just changing the leverage on that thing, and then eventually it'll fire. Nope, not happy with that.
So there's no trigger on a release like that, Darren. It just has to rotate to fire.
The hook's riding on a moon, and as he switches the leverage from his first finger to his second finger, there it clicked, it looked like. He's going to keep pulling with his second finger and his back, and boom, it fires.
And
he called up and smashed it.
Yep.
Good shot, Brent Platt.
All right, so Tim Chakaroski's first up, and there's a good look at Calvin Gross just left on the 48-yard hyena. 41-yard doe.
That looks to be just a touch for a 10, I believe.
This is Tim's first pro shoot down. Nice.
That was Tim, correct?
That was Tim, yep.
Gotcha.
Next up is Brent.
Brent's going to get a +2 right here.
28-yard Panther.
They must not be able to see that 14 very well. Chance missed it low right, and no one else has shot at it yet.
Yeah. On the shortest target, you'd expect to see more. 476.
Yeah, I guess that's my point there. At 28 yards with these guys, that's not a tough shot. So it must be hard to locate it. There must not be a good reference on where to aim at right there.
Yeah, it's kind of in that shiny, flat area where it could disappear real quick. Calvin Gross. 484, he shoots a 10. Chance went after that 14 on this blessed buck.
He said it was time to go.
Up, there you go.
There he got it.
All right.
.473. Yep, that's the graphic. He just needed a couple warm-up arrows.
I believe that. Well, we have to see this last arrow here, but that put Chance now back. Yeah, Chance is now back in second place.
Third, I think. Brent Platt's at 76, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my.
478. No worries. It changes. You know, Brent was in 5th. He's now in 2nd.
Yeah.
Chance was in 2nd. He's now in 3rd. No, there's a 78 in there for Michael. 84, 78, 76, 73, 72. Yep.
73. My math is no good, Darren.
That's okay. I have to look at the screen and look at my math to make sure I'm right.
Our guys told me not to do math, just look at the screen.
Calvin is enjoying a 6-point lead right now.
Yeah.
With 2 to go in regulation. Chance is going to shoot at this 14. It sits too close to the 10 to not. Calvin's going to try to pound another 12, I'm guessing. Looks like Calvin's shooting a thumb trigger release.
Shot a center 10. Here's Chance. Look at how steady that is.
He doesn't move much.
Nothing's moving.
His hand's shaking just a touch, but his front bow arm's nice and steady.
Oh, he went for it again.
I think he shot just right of the 14 and caught that 10 line.
Michael Halbert did call upper on that grazing doe, and I believe he got it. Yep.
That's a dozen.
It's going to move him to 490.
I don't know how old he is. He's young, and I'm hearing his name more and more, so we're going to see more and more of him, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's been shooting pro 3 years, he says.
That puts him at a 490.
And his mom, dad, and girlfriend are in attendance here, so shout out to them.
Nice. Fort Wayne, Indiana, that's about 3.5 hours north of me, and I promise you, their weather's no good. So they're down here enjoying the Gulf Shores Foley weather.
This is Tim.
That's 14 points.
Yeah. There he is.
Moves him to a 486. It's not over yet. He had just left that. Absolutely perfect height, but just a skosh left of it.
10 for Brent. He shot solid this weekend. I was watching his scores, and he was hanging up there near the leader, in the leader position, so he...
These guys didn't make many mistakes. Looking at my cheat sheet here, Calvin only shot 1-8. Chance only shot 2 8s. Halbert only shot 1-8. Tim Chakaroski shot 2 8s, and so did Brent Platt. So between them, they shot 7 8, something like that. Not very many.
Calvin took a 10 there, so he goes to
494.
494. Now Chance. Well, he did catch the 10. Chance did, so he didn't bleed any.
Didn't lose anything. One more arrow for regulation, and then we'll see who's within 10 of the leader.
Yeah. Right now, Chance is the only one who isn't.
Right. Calvin's at 94, so he's got a 4-point lead. Michael keeps chipping away at these 12. Now, see, Michael's on the shortest target. If he hits a 14 here, we got a race.
He's got those young eyes. He might be able to see it.
Surely he will. If he's got to know where he's at. What a perfect position to be in. 4 points out of the lead, getting ready to shoot the 5th target, and it's the shortest one on the field. I think he has to.
There's a look at Calvin. You can see that unique cam design that Prime has with those 2 cams up top. Parallel cam system, they call that. Helps with stability of the bow.
Boy, Calvin's focused. He's determined. Didn't like it.
Michael Halbert's waiting.
I think he's got to go for this 14 to have a chance to win right here.
Tim let down as well.
He went for it.
Halbert. Oh, we're here to cheer.
The crowd likes it. Calvin shoots a 10, so we're going to have a tie if he's got that 14. It's game on.
There's Tim Chakaroski on the 48-yard hyena. He's straight right into the 8. Excuse me, left Here's Michael's
Here's
arrow.
Michael. Watch
See
this.
if we can see this.
Look at him holding that bow steady. Boom.
Oh,
He
yeah.
Smashed it.
Got it.
We have a race.
All right. Chance Bow Buff up first here. He got it. All right.
497 points. Yep.
Needed it.
That put him in the final arrow.
Yep.
That's a big arrow right there for Michael.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big arrow for him.
Yep. Great shot. Not bad for your first shoot down.
He looks pretty comfortable out there, to be honest.
Sitting in first place, shooting a 14 to tie it up with 1 arrow to go. Here's Tim.
So he'll fall short of the 6th arrow. Or will he?
No, he should be right at 10.
He should be at 10, won't he? Yeah, my bad. I'm not supposed to do math either, PJ. 496. Is everybody going to the last arrow?
This is a horse race here.
Now we need like a turkey at 50 yards.
Yeah, let's do something crazy. Yeah, I believe everybody's in and tie for first.
504. So anybody within 10 of a 504 gets to shoot it. Tim would be at 494. He's 10 points behind. So yeah, everybody gets to shoot a 6th arrow.
And look at the race. Tie for first. Then what would be 3rd place? 1 point separating Chance from Brent Platt.
Yeah, Chance is sitting in 3rd right now.
And Tim's only 2 back of Brent.
Okay.
All right. We hear they're going to bring out the deer again. Let's hope they...
We got to put this at about 50, Don. Don't put this at 20 yards. If he can hear me.
Yeah, let's make this a long one. The shedded buck.
Yep. The half rack. The dreaded half rack.
I bet he just couldn't find the other antler back there. Either that or he only brought one over. 1 antler. Let's take him and move him back into the stands or something.
Yeah, this is big here.
He is moving him off to the side.
Looks like
All he says, back him up.
It looks like there's a big mark right by the 14 on this, so these guys will have no problem seeing it if that's what I'm seeing with my naked eye there.
And Don Bailey said, move it back. See if we can get his attention to give us the distance.
He's about 2 or 3 yards short of the box. About even with the hyena. I'm going to say about 45. There I am doing math again.
We're getting the distance here. We're told maybe 44.
All right, gentlemen, we give you no time to judge. Because the first guy up.
First up is going to be Tim Chakaroski. Okay, 44.
Confirmation, it is 44 yards. My math wasn't too bad. Everybody gets to shoot it. This will be good. Tim's first, Brent's second, Chance is third, and then I'm guessing, I don't know how many bonus rings Michael hit in the shoot-off. I didn't track those, but
yeah, he was only 3 back. He hit at least 2. Calvin hit 1.
Mm-hmm. Calvin might have the lead. Calvin might have the luxury of going last.
Yep.
Tim looks all business there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I like it. He's focused.
Absolutely.
Shot well for his first shoot down.
Yeah.
Looks comfortable.
Nothing to lose.
Smoke it. Just tall.
Oh, just over it.
Good weekend for Tim.
Yeah. It's going to be a 5. Him to 499.
A 4th or 5th place finish against 106 pretty talented archers.
That's pretty good.
That's a great weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great weekend. Good reaction from Tim there.
You get a good look overhead at the Foley Event Center here. Great facility they lay out for us for this competition every year. It's a beautiful facility.
It is, and this is a nice area down here. Gulf Shores, Foley, Orange Beach. We're an hour, west of Pensacola. It's a nice area down here.
It's a huge amusement park right next to us here, the
Yes.
OA amusement park. I saw the roller coaster riding today.
Brent called upper. Let's see if he actually shoots at the upper.
Boy, he's holding good.
He did shoot at it.
He did.
He scared it to death too. Don't know that he got it, but he's close.
Yep. There's that LED wall we have right behind him there. That's
a good look right there.
Yep. That's what folks in the building here can see.
10 points.
10. All right.
506.
All right. What do you think Chance is thinking?
I don't know. 3rd place pays pretty good.
You'll have to go out there and sign his check.
With him being 7 points out of lead, I don't know that he'll risk a 14. A 12 might be the play here.
Steady, steady.
10.
10.
He'll take
Shot.
3rd.
Yep.
That's 1 down from where he started. But he won't be mad about that, I don't think.
I saw Chance Bobuff in a shoot down indoors Lancaster Archery Classic. His release misfired. He missed the target on his 3rd arrow, and then he never missed the 11 again.
Yeah.
I would have totally fallen apart, lost all composure. He didn't skip a beat.
He handled it
I'll
well.
never forget, you were backstage and you said to him, "Man, I just feel bad. I don't know what to say to you." And he just said, "Ain't nothing to say, brother."
Yeah, that's right. Nothing you can do. Archery happens sometimes. Michael needs to bear down here and hit a 12 and put the pressure on Calvin. So I think a 14 is out of the question here, but hitting that 12 would serve him well.
Oh,
he did go for it.
He did.
He really tried to. So he goes to 8. That puts him at a 5-12.
Calvin Gross.
Center 10 and Calvin will be your champion.
10. I guarantee you he is shaking right now. Look at him looking up there.
Yep.
He wants this.
He's saying, "Dad, I hope you prayed for me like I asked."
We did our interview with him today, and he was just as happy as he could be. So this is a good fitting end to his weekend here.
He looks pretty focused.
Taking his time. Oh, I guess he's waiting for his clock.
He says, I'm ready.
Delay there.
10 points to win.
There it is.
Got it.
Look at him.
Good for him. That's a big weight off his shoulders, I'm sure.
Wow. For sure, that is. I'm sure his dad's watching. Congratulations, Dad.
514 points. That's a pretty stout score for the weekend.
Look at that. Hey, and you know, to think about that, you want it that bad, and you need to hit that shot.
Yeah. He just needed
He certainly has the ability, but to be able to do it in that pressure, it's just crazy.
The 10 ring gets pretty small when that's what you have to hit.
When you have to.
Yeah. As many 12s as he hit, that shouldn't have been tough.
There he is, Calvin Gross. How are you feeling right now?
Very shaky, but very thankful.
I said right at the end there, I know you were shaking when we talked earlier today. I was sure you were shaking on that last one. How'd you keep it together?
I just prayed, man. That's what I've done all weekend. It's what I've done coming down here, and I'm just so thankful he helped me. This is a dream come true. Like I told you earlier, you know, I started when I was 5 with my dad, and it just feels so good to be here right now, and I'm thankful to the Lord.
Calvin, you shot a really impressive round today to kind of set the stage for you coming into the shoot-off, and you beat 105 other archers in one of the toughest classes there is. I know it's probably going to take this a little bit to sink in, but, buddy, congratulations. You shot fantastic. Well-deserved.
Thank you, Darren. It means a lot.
All right, Calvin Gross is our known pro champion here. That is going to wrap it up for us from the Foley Event Center. Darren Christianberry, PJ Riley, the rest of the Competition Archery media team. I'm hoping we have a graphic here to show us where we're going to be the rest of the season. We may not. Yep, there we go. There's the rest of the Delta McKenzie ASA Tour. Next up, March 26th, we're going to be in Russell County, Alabama. All right, so you saw the graphic there. Hey, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We sure enjoyed bringing this to you. See you next time.